but we have one of the big corporates of the day, Britannia, coming out with numbers, and the stock has reacted. So let's cut across to our correspondent Rukmani, who's in conversation with Varun Berry, MD of Britannia.
So we've had, robustness to me is the underlying growth is all about volume growth. So I do think we've had a fairly robust volume growth. It's been 4 quarters of double-digit volume growth. So I think from that standpoint, we are good. And it's been in a quarter where the overall demand situation has not been the greatest. Frankly, right from the last, I would say, 3 years, the demand has been dropping quarter on quarter for most FMCG categories, and especially for the food categories that we operate in. And unfortunately, the demand situation for the last quarter was low single digits. But I do think it's temporary. I do think that with all the incentives that were declared by the government in the last budget, I do think that the rural economy is certainly going to change for the better. The agriculture economy, I do think, with the monsoons is going to be, in a zone which is going to be much better than what we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years. So I am a born optimist. So I'm hoping that things will change. But considering the situation, a robust double-digit volume growth and a 28% operating profit growth is what we've achieved, which is, to my mind, a pretty good result. Yeah.
So what are the challenges that you're foreseeing, especially on the input cost side, given the fact that we are seeing a price rise in wheat and sugar?
Yeah, so input costs, commodity prices are going up, certainly. We are seeing that happen as we speak. So we will have to take corrective action. The only good thing is that it's going to be within a certain band. So we are looking at about a 5% inflation, maybe 5.5% during this year. So price corrections will have to be made to that effect as we move forward. But I do think that it's something which is a reality for every player in this category, and I think not just our category but even other food categories. So I think it should be possible to make that pricing correction to the effect of 5%-ish. So the challenge is not about that. The challenge really is about the demand situation changing. I do think that that's the biggest challenge, which if that changes, that could make a big difference to what the optimism in the economy is, and how consumers feel about where the country is going, etc. And I think that is going to make the big change for us.
Also, your mix is improving and your margins have largely been held up by your premium products. I want to understand, what is your game plan with product mix, and how do you look to play this out in FY17?
Yeah, so you're right. We've had a positive tailwind on the premium products growth. We've seen, and not just for us, it's a category phenomena. So the value products have seen a sort of a deceleration, while the premium products have seen uplift, and that's very interesting, because while you see overall demand slowdown, you see demand pick up in the premium segment, which I think is very interesting. So the consumers today are saying that while we are value conscious, we are looking for better products, right? So we are looking for more for less. Right? So we are not looking for less for less. Don't give us stripped down products. We are not looking for stripped down products. We're looking for more, but for less. So it's a very interesting phenomena, and I think if you were to look at other categories as well, you'll see similar phenomena. If you look at cars, right, you will see a lot more of the Audis and the Mercedes and the BMWs selling, right? Those growths are pretty robust, while the Nano is where it is. So I do think that we will have to cater to the way the Indian consumer is thinking, and which I think is a great place to be.
Okay, first real disappointment from Britannia after a long time, and you've seen the stock take a 6% tumble. But put in perspective the kind of gains that Britannia stock has seen. 3 years back, it was a 600 rupee stock. From 600 to 3000, it's been a phenomenal run. And today, of course, we have seen a bit of a correction. But it's not just Britannia, even ITC is in focus. So we have ITC at 3 or 4% higher.